The news is brought to you by the new Shell and Leaded, designed for extra miles.
As the 62nd annual National Family Island Regatta came to a close Saturday, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie assured Exumians that brighter days are ahead for them, with several developments on tap for the island.
Major construction will commence in the Exuma and on Exuma and in the Exuma Keys. There are significant developments that will introduce new levels of investment in Exuma, hundreds of new jobs, and they will be in the Keys. This week, I met with the investor who will commence at Leaf Key in the Exumas. Approval had been given some time ago, and they are ready to commence. And they, in fact, are discussing where they will put staff housing. And so clearly, Exuma can brace. Ultimately built out, that's 140 jobs.
The Prime Minister's announcement comes weeks after the straw market in Georgetown suffered a massive fire which left scores of vendors displaced. Mr. Christie used the opportunity to explain some of those projects in detail. More than 100 jobs are expected to be created as a result of the Children's Bay and Williams Key projects. Those developers are now seeking permission to construct housing for residents in the Barataria area. Overall, Mr. Christie believes these investments will help to give Exumians a new quality of life.
Today, we met with developers who have plans to develop right around here. And they are about to make application to us. They're ready to build. They flew here to meet with me during this visit. It's an outstanding 5-star development. They said they're ready to put shovel to the ground now. So clearly, what I'm saying is, over the next calendar year and beyond, Exuma has every reason to be optimistic about the levels of employment that will take place here, the levels of development that will take place here.
The achievements of the youth were celebrated today at St. John's Native Baptist Cathedral during its annual Youth Day and Recognition service. Attending that service was the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Bernard Nottage, who encouraged the youngsters to stay positive and remain focused.
I think that's our job, to leave it better than we met it.
Yes.
And who's it for? It's for you. But I just want to impress upon you today at this youth service that you have a country that you are going to inherit. And whatever state it is in, when we are no longer on the same scene, you're going to have to run it. So do your very best not to mess it up before you have to take over.
Pastor of Life Worship Center Denzel Rowe pulling no punches in his sermon, putting adults' feet to the fire when it comes to raising peaceful, well-rounded and productive young people.
One of the most obscene things that we say in this nation is that the youth are lost. If the youth are lost because their parents are lost, you can't blame a child for where the child lands. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he's not depart. How dare this generation blame my generation? How dare you sit back and say, I remember when I was a child, I didn't act like that. Well, you allowed me to do it.
The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity honored top high school scholars today at the 28th Annual Honors Day Convocation at Government House. The fraternity not only honored the top in GPA, but also special awards in mathematics, commerce, science, debate, and medicine. The fraternity names 2 top scholarship winners along with a special scholarship that was awarded to Carlos Rose from Jack Hayward High School in Freeport. Farion Cooper was named salutatorian with the 2nd highest scores, and Dominic McDonald won the valedictorian award for the highest scores. Both young men attend Queens College. The Iota Epsilon Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha was established by graduate members of the fraternity in 1977. And the country has its first pre-author. Yes, you heard right. The 12-year-old Liam Edwards, a 7th grade student of St. Augustine's College, wrote his first book about his adoption, health challenges, and life with his family called Adopted and Blessed. The 12-year-old, who has dreams of becoming a lawyer or police officer, talked about the inspiration behind the text.
Well, it started out as a class assignment with my teacher, Miss Butler, Scholar Jean Butler. Then my assignment was so good that we decided to make a book and publish it. Since I was adopted into a family, I am blessed into a family who cares about me.
And what has it been like for you living with that family?
They have been very supportive of everything I have done.
Former teacher Scholar Jean Butler says the publishing of this book is just one way to encourage other young students to document their stories. Meanwhile, his mother, Nurse Leonisa Edwards, says she met Liam while at the Princess Margaret Hospital, and the bond between the two began to blossom. She says adopting him was one of the greatest moments of her life.
Liam and some of the other children who were adopted or who grew up in the home, I felt these books, their stories, would be able to help other children who are going through the same adjustment and questioning. So he was able to write positively about his experience about being adopted, in addition to stating his fears and his hurts about the process.
It took a long time for him to come home, put it that way. We had a journey, but he came home in 2005. In 2005, he came home. But we had a lot of support along the way.
And that does it for this portion of the news, but don't go anywhere. Sports is up next.